The stewardess would come over and they didn't understand English, so the stewardess would say, "Do you want coffee?" And they would say, "Yeah," and they would get black cups of coffee because they didn't know what else to order. I want to thank and say I love you, Mom and Dad, for everything you've done. Growing up, my mother was a stay-at-home parent, and at the time, I could not appreciate it because all of my friends, their mothers worked, and I couldn't appreciate it until I had my own children. And I realized that the hardest job on the planet was the person who managed the home. Because despite her limited education, she made sure we had home-cooked meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And our house was structured, something I struggle with today. We came home from school, and my mother was we did homework, played outside, set the table, no gender divide, my brothers had to do it too, washed dishes, and more importantly, no TV until Fridays when we watched the TGIF lineup. And she would stay up with us even though she had no idea what homework we were doing until we finished our homework. Whether it was 12 o'clock, midnight, or 1 in the morning, she stayed up with us. In our home, education was always a priority, and as long as we were doing something to better ourselves, they were there to support us. To my crazy, beautiful siblings, Pat, Getham, Jujing, Angel, and Fuiki, and the significant others that love you guys have always been supportive. You've been there for me, and because my siblings and I grew up in the same household, you know what today means. You know about their sacrifice. To my in-laws and my Jean family, thank you for loving and accepting me and my daughter Cheyenne into your lives wholeheartedly without reservation. Thank you for watching and providing for our children when Chong and I would travel throughout the state of California, up and down, going for court. You never got upset, you never yelled at me, even when I didn't have time for family events, and you never questioned my work schedule or why I was away so much. Instead, you've always been kind, patient, and taught me so much about unconditional love. Judge Paul Lowe, what more can I say? The first Hmong attorney in the United States, the first judge in the United States, Hmong judge, and now assistant presiding judge in the Merced Superior Court. You paved the way and gave those like myself hope. I am so proud of you, and you have set the bar high and sent a message to all of us in here that all things are possible if you believe and if you try. And Judge Lowe, I tried, and I'm here. My good friend, administrative law judge, Jaspreet, I call her Clar, but Hargi, because her husband's here. We rock and rolled in the Merced office, and I thank you for your friendship and your guidance and being truthful and honest to me at all times. And I have a funny story about Merced because I'm really, really bad with plants. Like I kill everything. And the wonderful staff in Merced, when I came into the office, I had this plant. And I didn't know why. Like I thought it was a miracle plant because it kept surviving. And I never watered it because I always forgot to water this plant. And one day as I'm doing work, Elvira, the legal secretary, walks in with this watering can. I said, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "I'm watering your plant." I said, "Is that how it's surviving?" And she goes, "Yeah." So, I want to thank my law school friends, Frankie Rodriguez and Erica Hernandez, who are not here. I want to thank the San Joaquin College of Law, the school, the professors, the staff that gave me my wings. They offered my classes. Again, I was a single mother. And I remember when I started, the first week of school was mandatory. You couldn't take it off, and I just had a baby. And so I went to Dean Pearson, and I said, "Hey, can I have the next couple days off?" And she was no. And it didn't even dawn on me that I should have told her I just had a baby, but I said, okay, and I went to school. And I would not have survived my law school experience without my beautiful friends, Frankie Rodriguez and Erica. I'd also like to thank my very good friend, Alex Martin, who, as many of you judges know, he's obnoxious and he's loud. But I will tell you, I worked in the library at San Joaquin, and I remember thinking to myself, somebody wants to pay me money to sit here and study and just open up doors. and people would come in and out, and it was Alex Martin that stopped to talk to me. And Alex Martin would say, hey, do you need notes? Do you need help? And I will always remember your friendship, and no matter what anybody says to you, I get to see this very special side of you. I interned at CCLS before becoming an attorney there, and Chris Snyder gave me my first opportunity. He believed in me, and I thank him. I also want to thank an attorney by the name of Jack Daniel, CCLS today. And I admire Jack Daniel so much because he was fearless and courageous. And I remember him telling me when I passed the bar, he says, Kahua, you're not an attorney. You remember that, because you're just an advocate who happens to have a bar card. And I've never forgotten that. And I'd also like to thank my friend Jerry Schwab Jr., who started out and later became my friend and mentor. He's often misunderstood, and people see him a certain way. We walk into a room, they go, oh my gosh, you guys, that's a confusing friendship. And it's not, because he is one of the sweetest, kindest individuals. He reads poetry, he watches, he's getting very upset, so I'll stop there. My Fresno Center family, thank you, pal. I love you. We've had many conversations. Chua, the rest of my beautiful immigration team, Esmeralda, Jennifer, Tina, Saksure, Hameen. You guys are tireless advocates. You work for a nonprofit, and you know how that goes. And each day you go to work, and sometimes it may feel like you're not appreciated, and sometimes it may feel like it's long hours, but you are true heroes. And Chua, thank you for being one of the best supervisors I've ever had. Thank you for always, always being willing to listen and helping the community in the way that you do. Almost done, just carrying. I want to thank Crystal Cabrera, Judge Chittick, Patience Milrod, Brenda Lee and Kieran Herval, Koo Lor, New Lee, Anthony Yang. I want to thank you guys for seeing something inside of me and encouraging me to put in my application. Crystal really was the person who put it in my ear. So Crystal said, I think you should be a judge. I said, well, I never really wanted to be a judge. I just wanted to be an attorney. He says, no. And she told me, no, I see something in you, and I really think you should put in your application. So I thank you guys. Bao Tao, Hilda Ramirez, Alexia Kirkland, John Caldwell, Laura Zhang, Shui Yu. You guys know what you guys mean to me. You guys are some of my best friends. So thank you for always lending an ear. The best office assistants ever, James, Melanie, Danielle, Linda, who's now an attorney in Oklahoma, and Vicky. Vicky. Thank you so much. You guys are my PC Lore Law family. We've been through so much together, and I love you guys so much. And I was so sad, as much as I was happy when I got the news, because I meant I would have to close down the office. So thank you for all these years. I see my friend Midori there, and I just want to thank Kapab and the Unity Bar organization, the Central Valley Unity Bar organization, for being there for me all the time. Jerry Chong, Jesse Morris, don't look away, Jesse, I'm talking to you. You guys are dedicated to equality and justice, and I admire the both of you. You lead by example. You make me want to do more and give more, because each time I hear the two of you speak, you're always thinking of the next opportunity to inspire someone else and to do more. Jesse, you're always telling me that I'm special. I'm not special. You two are special. Thank you so much for believing in me. My friend Howard Moore Jr., who could not be here with us today, I had a trial in which Howard was working with me on, and we would spend almost every day either going to lunch or dinner. And I would listen to his stories, and I was just in admiration. And I remember Howard telling me as we were going through this process, be fearless, be fearless. Know what you're doing and be fearless. And so I thank Howard for giving me the strength. Judge Simpson, I've had many conversations where I've talked to you about my doubts. I've talked to you about whether or not I wanted to actually put in my application. I am so fortunate that you were so supportive. And you always listened to me and provided examples for me from your own life. You opened my eyes to possibilities, and you've just been there when I needed you most. And it's almost like you know when I need it, the urge to text you, or you'll text me, and I want to thank you, Judge Simpson. Because I remember when I called you and I said, do you think? And you said, yes, I see it. So thank you, Judge Simpson. Justice Buckley, I don't know why you believed in me so much, but you did. I remember having that initial conversation with you. I remember talking to you, and I remember you telling me you have to put in your application. And I remember I was supposed to go to a family fun. You're not going, you're going to work on your application. So I'm sitting there crying in front of my computer. My family's not having a good time, and I'm doing my application. I'm answering my questions, and I'm sending it to Tim, and then he's calling me, and we're talking about it, and it's going back and forth. I love hearing your stories, and I love hearing about your life, because those that know you know that you're genuine, you're honest, and you're humble, and most importantly, you love people. And I'm so honored that you loved me enough to take and mentor me, and so I thank you. But I also have to thank Connie, because Connie shares you with the world. She shares her time. She allows you to share your time with all of us, so I thank you, Connie, for that. Chong, my husband, thank you for your love and your support. We made the decision to open up the law office with $5,000, and that was actually Chong's tax refund. And we decided we're gonna do it, and so we took the leap of faith, and that was Boohoo years ago. And then we would run off flyers, and we'd go put them around the Asian markets, and I'd get on Asian TV, and I'd get on Minzo has been a lasting relationship with Gina Cha, and with television and KBIF, and so that's how I would get out, and I would talk to people, and I would educate people, and then people would come into the office. And so I thank you, and I love you. And I have 4 children, Cheyenne, Hope, Peyton, and Jordan. I want to thank each of you guys, because I know it hasn't been easy. I know that I've been away from the home. I know that I work a lot. And I know that it's come at a price. And sometimes I've had to miss games. Sometimes I've had to miss conferences. And so you have had to go through that. And so I sincerely want to thank all of you guys for allowing me to do what I do, and it hasn't been easy. Cheyenne was my law school baby, and she was my inspiration, because the minute I had her and I laid eyes on her, I knew that my life needed to be different, and my life had purpose. So thank you so much. And little Jordan, when I got the appointment, he said, does this mean I call you Your Majesty? And the answer is, only little Jordan has to call me Your Majesty. If I forgot anybody in this room, please forgive me. The aunts and uncles and cousins who came from far, North Carolina, Minnesota, Arizona, and more places. Thank you guys for being here today. Judge Calnicarian, this is only a 4th of my family. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and please, 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 this Judge Calnicarian is going to close us out, but I'd love for you guys to stay with us.